Hi, Dav here, and today we have a new episode in the Art Review series. And today we'll be checking out the work of Reddy Arts or Reddy M Arts here on Instagram. They do have an X page or a Twitter page, so I do recommend you hit that up if you have an X or a Twitter. But we'll be focusing on the Instagram page just because we have like a wider view of their artworks or paintings, illustrations, sketches. So just going over like their feed, just quickly scrolling through. All of it is pretty much in black and white, and I don't see. I mean, there's obviously some line work, but it's immediately contrasted with like super big, like silhouette black shapes. But it has like a very graphic look to it. Um, and you don't see like a bunch of hatch lines or basically the line work is very minimal. And that's like the bulk of their work. I mean, they do have grayscale values for like the shadows and stuff like that, but they have basically still the two extremes being, some areas are just pure white and some areas are pure black, and then everything sort of in between. You have some like gray midtones here and there, but yeah, that's the bulk of their uh work. This reminds me of I think it's supposed to be an Evangelion, sorry, uniform. I think so, but in this case, it's like an elf girl sort of wearing it. Damn, look at those hips. Or thighs, rather. Damn. But I do like the sort of simplified look to it. Like the anatomy is not too complex. I do notice they mainly focus on like this female elf sort of character on average. And I do like how they're able to simplify like pretty much everything, the full human body, facial expressions. Clearly it's very like anime inspired, right? But they all look sort of fluid and just non cluttered, like very efficient. It reminds me of that artist who, oh God, I'm forgetting the, oh, damn, look at that. Like she does a lot of it's a chick, a thick chick with a samurai sword wearing a green kimono who has, and I think it's part of like her webtoon. I am forgetting her name yet again, but yeah, it does have like a sketchy vibe to it. Like it's a quick concept, but I think it's because everything is in black and white. There's sort of like a finished look to it as well, because like it's very digital art esque, right? Where the pen or the brush is just like a basic round brush. It is sensitive to pen pressure, so you will see some tips or some sides of it being a lot thicker, and sometimes or often it goes to a very like thin point. So you do have that sense of dynamicness to it, right? It's not just like one round brush with no pen pressure at all, which can make your drawings usually a little boring. But it really does depend on the artist. But just look at how everything here is. I mean, you can tell like this chick has like a chainsaw. I think it is. I think cutting you. It looks like or a guitar. I can't tell if it's like a guitar or a chainsaw kind of machine. But I like how some parts of these lines are thick. They're supposed to indicate like the shadow, right? Without necessarily drawing the shadow in black. Anything that's a trick you often. The first I heard of this technique is from comics. Basically, the side that's in shadow, you make those lines thicker, so it's supposed to give you a sense of volume without necessarily adding some kind of flat where it's just all ink, or without even shading with hatching. You can make something feel like it has volume by just thickening the lines in some parts. And yeah, also when they do add these black like shapes for this coat, I guess they will draw in like these white lines on top of that, which I think is a cool technique. Instead of drawing everything in like black and then shading everything in black, you can just save time by filling in large areas in black and then just adding the necessary details in white. So in that way, you don't really have to draw as much, you know? It's a good sort of time saver, I guess. And visually, it has a certain, because it's a very contrasting look, like this black area over here, over like in these parts, and then you have a lot of like areas of just white canvas space. It's just and in between you have like grayscale values. It's nice. It feels like a complete sort of thing. Like the entire value spectrum is being utilized. Okay. Kawaii. Yeah, they love elf girls for some reason. I mean, I get it. I support it. But like, do you see how uh, it's not like they're not complex or they're not over complicating the drawing process. I feel like it's so like smooth, gestural, efficient, and it leans more on the kawaii side because they do, you know, cutify the characters a bit. Um, Meaning it's not super realistic or even semi-realistic. There's not a lot of like stylistic, creative liberties being taken here. Um, I think she has two robot arms sort of in her back. Pretty cool concept. And just the proportions of the black, the gray, and the white. Again, it's like you're never bored. It may look or it may feel boring, like just from the like without even like looking at the artwork. If you're aware that someone only does like grayscale or black and white drawings, you might assume or make the assumption that it's going to be like a boring thing. But I don't know, with the work of Reddy here. Let me just have some coffee. Ooh, very hot. It's interesting all the way, you know. And I like how some pages are it's just the one character, right? And some it's more of like an exploration of like facial expressions, and some it's like some character. I mean, you're still there's some facial expressions being like studied here, but it's more about like the armor and everything. Oh, I love that armor. Very cool. Very demure. And I like how they added like the star thingy, the sparkle thingies. The sort of like you can tell like this character is proud of their armor, right? And they're kind of laughing with the ha-ha-has. So you can tell by the pose of this, like when she's actually wearing the helmet, like it's a confident pose, like she's proud of herself. So yeah, I see this a lot. I think they could do webtoons, kind of like that one artist that I can't remember their name, but because they're very good at capturing like narrative stories, you know. Um, and because of the way they draw, they're gonna have an easier time drawing panels quickly because they have like a fast drawing style where they're not overcomplicating like uh themselves or their process with like a bunch of brushes and stuff like that. It's just straight to the point, like one brush for the line work. They will fill in large areas in black, and then they'll just like when they add the shadows, it's like a basic round brush as well. Like it's not a very complicated process. Like it's very highly focused on the narrative, the story, the emotion, and everything just seems so freaking dynamic. Oh wow. Kawaii, kawaii. Oh, I love the chibi at the top. Very cute. Very demure. Oh, it's kind of close to an armpit shot, but not all the way. I think it's more of an Asuka. Oh, sorry. Uh shot, but look at that. Oh, the perspective is like so skewed here, but it works, right? And just kind of looking over her shoulder at you. Oh, wow. Kawaii ne. More armpits? Jesus Christ. And some back shots. Oh my god. And it shows you that they just love doing these drawings. Oh, is that an Ava? Very cool. Um, I love Evangelion. So when I see stuff like this, artists giving homage, it's just so freaking cool. But in this case, they're like wearing a costume. Um, like if they just changed the head, it would be a legit Evangelion, but they sort of made it their own thing. I think it's still the elf girl, but her whole body is Evangelion, um, like built, but her face and her hair is just like the only thing that's different. Look at this. Yeah, it's a great way to save time. Just fill everything in black and then draw the gray or white on top of that. Sorry. I'm not sure if they draw directly in ink. I would assume so, just because of how confident it looks. I think they don't waste time. That my guess. It's just my guess, but I think they just skip like the pencil part and they just go directly in ink. Because you can always erase. Like you don't have to like be attached to your inks. And it's not like they're doing traditional inks. It's all digital, right? Yeah, it's also fairly consistent. Like the way they do the hands, the body, the face, the it's all stylized and simplified. Oh wow, only Denver. Interesting. Oh, I love that suit. Again, look at how the details were done here. And then we just zoom in. Like the folds of the jacket, they're done in white ink. They could have like drawn everything in black, line work wise, and then do the fill in. But I think they just did most of it directly in black for the suit anyway, like the top and the pants. And then they drew in those white lines. And it's not even everywhere, it's just in some parts. So again, this is a great way to just save a lot of drawing or inking time. By the way, I'm drinking Copico Blanca. It's one of those 3-in-1 like sachet thingies. Very cool. Very tasty. Very demure. What's this? Azure? Azure Lane? Maybe? No idea. But hot. Oh, it's kind of like a Batman thing. I am the night. You know, the ears sticking out kind of give away our identity. Does it though? Shut up, Boy Wonder. Whoa, easy. Well, I guess they're elves. That's why. So I'm assuming there's not much elves in this like world. Onegai Shima Itadakimasu. And then you start munching on that thing. There you go. Anyway, itadakimasu. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. I think that's what the Japanese say before they eat. Itadakimasu. Like, what's going on here? Elf May Cry. I think it's a play on Devil May Cry. By the way, I did watch like the show recently. I know some people don't like it now. Disclaimer: I don't play games, so I know for those of you who play the games, maybe you have like an issue with some facts here and there, but I did like it for the most part. Um, yeah, it's just fun, and it's cool because when you see artists like this, where they just lock in, and they just keep drawing and drawing. Like there's so many stuff here to see. and it's all so different. It's all like fun. And they really focus on this one character doing a bunch of different things. Ooh, kawaii. Uh, Look at how sometimes they'll mix in the pinky and the second finger to the pinky. I've noticed that. And look at the hair too. It's like one sort of thing for the. Well, it does like it gets chunked out into different like parts, but um, yeah. Again, the simplification is very apparent. Let's just scroll further back if we can see some. Oh, it does. It's a little more. I mean, it's still good. I like it, but you can tell that they have. Oh wow. Yeah, there was like a slow style change. Like for example, for some of these characters, they're a little more mature compared to the. I think here, I think they're starting to find themselves with this one, or themselves meaning the character anyway. But once they've figured out like who the character is, but that's the thing. It takes a lot of like trial and error to find not just your personal style, but the style of the character you're trying to go for. And you sort of have to find it along the way and build it along the way with a lot of iterations. So here it does get a lot more consistent. Oh, this one has to be one of the best ones. Well, everything is cool, but just because I do have a bias for Evangelion, so seeing the suit. Oh, look at the hips or the waist to hip or thigh ratio. It's so abnormally high. I believe they call this the Mewtwo proportions. I want to be mentioned in the. I forgot which archive, but he called it. I think it's called the Pixar Mom proportions because apparently for Pixar movies, when the moms are usually like drawn or animated, or their designs tend to have like really big, like small waists. Well, it's not so much the waists are small, but it's more about how the behinds are just larger than life. I mean, no complaints, no complaints, no complaints, right? Oh, I like how some lines are a bit thick. It's kind of a Art Nouveau esque. But again, look at the line work. It's not. It's very fluid, but it's never cluttered, and it's not overdone. Hardly any hatch lines. They do utilize drawing white ink or white paint or white color on top of like black shapes. That's kind of how they save time with their like inking process. And it's very. I do like this shot a lot. Um, Maybe it's supposed to be like a Chainsaw Man fan art. Who knows? And the way she's just kind of looking down at you. It's so like odd. What? Oh Jesus! Like you can tell this artist has a bit of a type, and it's kind of lots of fan service, which I actually do like. I know some people don't like that. Like it's whatever, but I love it. So I stand with ReddyArts over here. I mean, who wouldn't love this kind of artwork? It's just fun, not just to look at, but when you look at their drawings here, it makes you want to do your own. And I think that's a good marker of how good of an artist is. It's not so much the technique, it's can they make you want to draw as well? Like, can they inspire you just by seeing their drawings or by seeing them create something? Can they fuel you in some kind of way, right? It's kind of like their visual way of saying, yes, you can do what I'm doing too if you just lock in, right? Oh, look at those hips or those thighs. Ooh. I'm not sure where this is from. I think they're referencing some kind of show, or maybe it's like an original thing. Who knows? But again, even when they add like clothing, it's still they know how to simplify it and not overcomplicate the details. And maybe that's their secret. They're not overcomplicating the details um enough to show that what they're wearing is different, and you know yeah, like they have enough information basically, but they don't sort of linger there, or they don't get stuck in the details. They just focus on, well, the important things, and that's cute ass characters that are kind of hot and the story. So I think it's a hierarchy: the hot kawaii vibes, and then you have like the story, the narrative. That's why you'll notice for a lot of their poses, it's also like skewed, pulled, dynamic. Um, they're never in a boring pose, right? Even if they're just standing, they twist the hips a bit, the shoulders, just to make it a little more interesting. And even if it's just like the face like this, like all you're seeing is mostly the head and maybe the top part of the body, but it still looks really uh intriguing, interesting. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this artist. Highly recommend their work. I'm not sure if they're doing like a webtoon, who knows? But you can check out their X as well, or Twitter. Oh, and they're based in, or they're Brazilian, so shout out to Brazil. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.